Psalms 33 verses 11, the counsel of the Lord starts forever, the plans of his heart to all generation. Blessed is the nation whose God is Lord, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Abba Father, in Jesus' name, above all the other names, we come before you. We want to thank you because of our county Nyandarua. Mention it before you. Right here, we are here together with our governor and the county assembly and every county department. How we pray that you guide us today. How we pray that you give us the breakthrough that is required as we articulate anything here. We pray for your grace, for your love, and for your blessings to be upon us. And it is in Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Your Excellency, Moses Ndirango Badilisha Kiarie, the governor of the great county of Nyandarua. I take this opportunity to welcome you to this house for your address. Honorable members, the Nyandarua County Assembly Standing Orders, that is specifically number 24.1, provides that the governor shall address a specific sitting of assembly in the chamber once every year, and may, with the leave of the speaker, address assembly at any other time. In this regard, His Excellency the Governor notified my office of his intention to address the county assembly on the state of the county, that is today, Tuesday, the 2nd day of December 2025, via a letter dated 18th November 2025. Honorable members, on Wednesday, the 19th November 2025, I notified this house of the same through a communication in the morning plenary sitting before we adjourn for. Honorable members, I take this early opportunity to recognize the presence of various dignitaries and invited guests of His Excellency the Governor sitting in the Speaker's Gallery and the public gallery. Specifically, His Excellency the Honorable Madhara Mwangi, Her Excellency the Deputy Governor, Her Excellency Grace Kiarie, the First Lady, the Honorable Frank Kanja Mushina, the County Secretary, the Honorable Cecilia Kirera, Energy and Public Works, CCM Roads, the Honorable Mary Kamande, CECM, Finance, Economic Planning, ICT and Revenue, the Honorable Agnes Njunji, CCM, Education, Vocational Training, Culture and Social Protection, Honorable Samuel Washira, CCM, Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change. We have Honorable Francis Milingu, CCM, Agriculture, Agribusiness, Livestock and Fishery. We have the Honorable John Muiro, CCM, Trade, Industrialization, Cooperatives, Development and Partnership. We have Honorable Peter Mungai Kiongo, CCM, Youth Affairs, Sports and Innovation. We have Honorable Juliana Sioweu Tsinanga, CCM, Health. We have Honorable Dr. Simon Kanyingi, CCM, Sharia, Deputy County Commissioner, Nyandarua, representing the County Commissioner. We have Mr. Kenneth Kiprop, Deputy County Commissioner of Nyandarua. Further, honorable members, I would like also to welcome all other guests present in this house, including the members of the Fourth Estate present. Honorable members, on behalf of this house, I pledge my unwavering support and assurance that the County Assembly shall without fear or favor do what is right for the benefit of the people of this great county of Nyandarua. Finally, honorable members, that state that, I read verbatim, when delivering a written address to the Assembly, the Governor shall be heard in silence and the address shall not be followed by any comment or question whatsoever. Honorable members, it is now my singular honor and privilege to, on my own behalf, on behalf of the honorable members, invite His Excellency, the Governor, Moses Dirango Badirisha Kiarie, the Governor of the Nyandarua County, to address this august house. I thank you, honorable members. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Honorable Speaker, again, for the third time, by God's grace, we are here to speak to the people of Nyandarua through their representatives who are seated here. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, once again, it gives me great honor to start before this august house and deliver my third annual State of the County address, which is much more than a summary of our collective journey, but reflection of the most honest and true state of our great county. But, Honorable Speaker and members, to honor one of our departed members, the late Honorable Beth Waheto, specially elected member from Jabini Kifuru, a distinguished and ranking member of this house. The late Honorable Waheto will forever be remembered for the exemplary stewardship, motherly advice, and leadership to each one of us. In her honor, I request we rise up and observe a minute of silence. Thank you very much. May her soul and spirit rest in eternal peace. Honorable members, allow me to also welcome our new member who is participating in this State of the County address for the first time, the Honorable Jane Gadira. In this honor granted to serve the people, my administration wishes you the whenever it's called upon. Honorable Speaker, last year, our theme of the address was unity, peace, and hard work as building blocks of development. We celebrated the great strides we have made in the 2 years of our administration through purposeful unity and cooperation. And in unison, we agreed that the surest way to develop our county will always be through unity, dialogue, consultations, and anchoring public interest interventions as the cornerstone of our development. Today, buoyed by strides we continue to make across each ward, village, and household, the theme of this year's address is consolidating the gains, legacy over quick fixes. Honorable members, amidst the noise and political contentions that are characteristics of the period we are entering into, let us not even for a moment forget what we have achieved as a county in the last 3 years. Incontrovertibly, the facts on the development trajectory and changing livelihoods of our people cannot be whitewashed even with the greatest lies, distortions, all innuendo. What we have achieved in each of the 25 wards is historic and will outlive each one of us. We are creating legacies that will live far beyond us. That is what leadership is all about. And that is why we have a duty to consolidate and accelerate these gains. Honorable Speaker, early this year, I visited the residents of Agathirega and Jura villages in Githior Ward, an extremely productive area of rich and fertile lands, only a few kilometers from a great market in Girgir and surrounding towns. These residents narrated heartbreaking tales of frustrations and resignations. For over 60 years since Kenya got her independence, these citizens are completely blocked from a market for their farm produce, which is either cheaply bought when they are lucky, or wastes away in the farms due to inaccessible roads and bridge. Each generation of residents has resigned itself to fate. On the other hand, another generation of politicians sold false hope to these residents as a enduring campaign carrot every election cycle. Time passed, poverty got entrenched, and hope faded. Today, my administration, in a bold statement of intent, has put this cycle of lies and false hope to a stop. With the support of this county assembly and the people of Nyandarua, a historic 30-meter Gashuha bridge brings a total renewal to the people of Gathirega and Jura, who will no longer have to detour for over 40 kilometers via Dida, Murugaru to access Girigir and other surrounding markets. This, honorable members, is the legacy that will outlive us. These are the gains we must consolidate. And this is not just the story of Gashuha alone, where children risked their lives to go to school in Washington Bridge, Engineer Ward. They now have a safe modern bridge. The echoes of these legacy projects, crescent bridges of prosperity, are ringing across the whole county. Wanyike Bridge in Gedafai, Jogwine Bypass, that is cutting distance from 14 kilometers to only 3, and connecting 3 locations of Ranyambo, Karagadha, and Jogwine Inyakeo. Layeta, where families narrated cheering stories of people and animals swept away by flooded river as they accessed the main Wajoi highway. In Kahodha, Daragwa Central, the Tai, in Rorie, where residents were completely cut off by the overflowing River Mukendo from Mukendo Dam. To Kaduma, now renamed Mwangaza in Karau Ward, Chamoka in Kajuru Ward, Nyairoko, Kangoi in Weru Ward, Mutarakwa in Gadara Ward, and many more bridges that are opening up the county and have people to trade, commerce, and social interactions. In this financial year, these transformative bridges of prosperity that open boards of commerce and friendship between our people will be constructed in Gekenge and Riverside in Katimu Ward, Wadaka Bridge in Geta Ward, 9-1 in Central Ward, and Midhuri, Nyonjoro, that connects both Central and the Shawpod wards. In Merangine, we are constructing Kamuyo Bridge, Wamaida Bridge in North Kinago, and Marewa Bridge connecting Kipipiri and Kaibaiga wards. These bridges are not just concrete structures strewn across our motherland. They are legacy projects that have not just transformed livelihoods but are saving lives of our people. Honorable members, with your support, we have managed to transform the roads and infrastructure sector into one of the most successful yardsticks of development within the last 1 year, for example. We managed to grade 605 kilometers, graveled 110 kilometers, opened 20 kilometers of new roads that never existed before. Among them, Nyakiambi, Moridati, and Wakiongo, Kachiengo in Merangini, Haguka to Bahati, roads that connect Kipipiri to Kaibaga, Turasha, to Rivanjura, and many others in almost each of our wards. Today, if anyone has any doubt about how much this road's transformation has been and its cumulative impact on our transport system, your answer lies in the current state of our roads, that despite the never-ceasing year-long rains, albeit requiring a bit of rehabilitation. It is unimaginable to think how the situation would have been had we not invested in this sector as we have already done. And as we consolidate these gains, not of abstract projects on paper, but verifiable and transformative deeds across our land, I look forward to the Assembly fast-tracking the Nyandarua County Roads Management Bill that seeks to, among many other issues, address the question of overweight trucks and other transporters and infrastructure developers who destroy our roads and get away with it for lack of appropriate legislative network framework. Honorable Speaker and members, the Change Manifesto architecture is anchored on the three-pillar framework that is symbiotically interwoven to build each other. The manifesto finds its life in the CIDP3 and the ADPs that are the joint and corrective works of the executive and the assembly. While the foundational pillar of the manifesto seeks to lay a strong base of rapid and uninterrupted growth by providing reliable infrastructure, both physical and human resource, it is also alive to the critical need to have a healthy population as key drivers. The social protection pillar seeks to address the health and welfare needs of our people, again, through sustainable and rigorous intervention that speak to the felt need of our citizens. Once again, as your governor, I stand here with great pride to report that our intentional interventions in the healthcare sector are bearing fruit. And the facts, honorable members, speak out for themselves. Just last month, the national government Ministry of Health reported that Nyandarua County is the leader in reduction of maternal deaths across the whole county. We are also among the leading counties in assisted births at 98%. This is data from an external source evaluating performance of all counties and not beholden to a local comparative politics that may seek to embellish facts. But to the mothers visiting our facilities, especially in the last 2 years, these are not surprising news to them. They have lived it and witnessed world-class treatment and improvement across. These results are the product of investments we have put, including with our development partners in the maternal health sector. Of note, as a mark of this honor and strides made, in the coming week, we shall be hosting a delegation from Murang'a County, which will be coming to benchmark on our health improvement interventions, especially on primary health care. In Engineer County Referral Hospital, we have established a modern state-of-the-art neonatal unit fully manned by a qualified neonatal doctor. This unit, since July this year, has managed to successfully handle 54 cases. For better understanding, this unit is solely dedicated to managing preterm births, underweight babies, and kids born with complications, and who, at that very formative stage, their very first days on earth, require specialized care that determines whether they live or not. Today, honorable members, in just 5 months, through this healthcare intervention, 54 new lives have been saved. Mothers and families' joy restored and given new hope. Again, these are not just numbers without a meaning. They are life and death decisions that, with the support of this House, we have been able to make through targeted investments. Further to this unit, we have, with the joint partnership of the Finnish government, established 2 modern maternity facilities in Tumaini and Nyandarua that are transforming maternal health care in the areas. Already, since opening, the Nyandarua maternity unit has successfully delivered 201 babies, while Tumaini has managed 41. We also appreciate the partnership with Safaricom Foundation, where we are jointly putting up a new maternity unit next to the JM Karaoke Memorial Court. Improvements across all our other facilities is ongoing, and we intend to have drastically reduced any case of maternal health in Nyandarua County. Already, plans are underway to upgrade over 10 maternities across the county, including Kaibaga, New Mawingu, Heni, Shamoka, North Kinangop, and many others. I'm sure members are waiting to hear from their areas. And many others. Honorable members, these healthcare successes would never have been possible without the collaboration efforts of our 2 institutions. In the last 3 years, with the budgetary and policy support from this assembly, we have managed to recruit 110 new healthcare workers across various cadres, with additional 50 set for recruitment this financial year. Increased our facilities footprints from about 78 facilities to over 90. We have also introduced new services like neurology, where we have a visiting neurosurgeon once per week at the JEM Karaoke Hospital, and who has already handled 189 cases since July this year. We also have a visiting orthopedic surgeon with over 110 successful cases this year. We also have cytology services which have been conducted on over 18,270 patients. The new CT scan with the 782 cases already handled. The ultrasound unit, which in the last 2 years has served over 100,868 cases, greatly improving the county's capacity to diagnostics. Further, my administration introduced the integrated sample referral system in collaboration with the KESHI and UJTP that you said, Jamii Telekezi program, whereby by mid-August this year, we had managed to integrate 51% of all our facilities and digitally shared 1,730 samples for almost real-time and easier diagnostic through motorcycle riders, especially designed to safely and securely deliver samples to identified laboratories. Upon full rollout, all our facilities will be integrated, eliminating the need for travel to see consultants and specialized diagnostics in faraway hospitals. Going forward, we will continue improving and upgrading our facilities, especially in our sub-counties, including Manunga, Chamuka, Babu, and Daragwa, which are undergoing modernization and equipping. I am also pleased to note that new facilities cutting distance to hospital access to healthcare have been opened, all set for immediate opening. Among them, we have Kagaa, we have Munyeki, we have Kiganjo, we have Pasenga, and others. We shall also continuously invest in our primary care professionals, especially the CHPs. We have equally supported their welfare program with the hires worth 7 million. Let me take this again. We shall also continuously invest in our primary care professionals, especially the CHPs, who we have increased their stipend from 2,500 to 3,000. We have equally supported their welfare program with the hires worth 7 million. These primary health care interventions will extend to dispensaries and all health centers, as well as fully operationalizing the FIF Act that this assembly passed. And with increased numbers of patients, including from neighboring counties, it is my intention to make Nyandarua not just a healthy county, but a magnet of medical tourism where people feel safe, secure, and guaranteed of best services in a public facility. Honorable Speaker, consolidating development gains in any space, especially a political one, can only be successful when there is ownership by the people. The ownership helps in building sustainability. Sustainability, on the other hand, cements legacy. Hence, therefore, the enabler of legacy projects is creating ownership by the people. That is why, as part of the county's transformation agenda, my administration's approach to development is holistic and founded on the belief that a legacy project does not ordinarily have to be a multi-million mega project like Gashua Bridge or the massive infrastructure projects but can be a targeted household intervention that changes the lives of a single family forever. Household targeted projects revolve around water projects that reticulate water to the villages and homes, cutting drudgery and risks associated with water fetching, especially for our young girls. A water-connected household is able to spend less time worrying about clean water, susceptibility to waste, to waterborne diseases which drain their meager resources, or even sanitation at homes. But it is contented to know that beside access to safe drinking water, it has the ability to engage in small-scale subsistence irrigation, which has the potential to improve on the family's nutrition and in excess cases bring income by sharing the surplus. Honorable Speaker, in the last 3 years, my administration has managed to sink and case, rehabilitate, and revive over 85 boreholes, rehabilitated major water intakes like the Mutara and the Kipipiri Integrated Water Project, serving both Kipipiri and Wajoi wards, connected over 20,000 households with clean water to their homes or close to their homes. And in partnership with the water sector, transferred, we have upgraded Kerema water project to serve over 24,000 consumers in Rurie and Okarau Township area, which includes laying of 15. My administration laid 201.5 masonry tanks targeted at highly populated communities like in Githae in North Kinangop, like in Mahendu in Kipipiri, Shamata, among others, supplied over 1,500 500-liter water correction plastic tanks to vulnerable families. We are also implementing, under the conditional liquidity grant, a project in Kaibaga ward at a cost of 14 million, which will involve laying of pipes and supplying water to hundreds of households. Under FLOCA, a joint project between the county government and the World Bank and the National Treasury, live transforming projects are either completed or taking shape. Others are about to start. In Jabini, Guatanero project, for example, impact of this project is enormous, with 1,000 households benefiting. This is the same feeling in Gadhanji, where 30 households biogas plants have been installed, targeting most vulnerable families, and an extra institutional plant for Gadhanji Secondary School, which serve the same community. The scenario is project at a cost of 7 million was successfully undertaken in Olborosat, including provision of fruit tree seedlings. The economic and health benefits of these interventions on these families, some of them extremely vulnerable, will be felt for generations. Besides targeting the vulnerable communities by providing clean and safe water, we are also intervening in sanitation and making their neighborhoods dignified. Upgrading of the Huruma estate in Orkarau and Jabini Korono village. Under the project, we are jointly undertaking with the World Bank through KISIP is progressing very well. Honorable Speaker, in a recent report by the Kenya Institute of Public Policy Research and Analysis, KIPRA, a government body and national policy think tank, ranked Nyandarua as the leading county in investment attractiveness and ease of doing business, especially for small and medium enterprises. The report noted that Nyandarua's MSME supported index favorably showed that due to several factors, among them our business-friendly policies, predictable tax and levies regime, and a dependable road infrastructure. On the same note, another review by the World Bank under the Kenya Devolution Support Program, KDSP, Nyandarua ranked top and was awarded 352 million, which my administration intend to invest in modernization of roads and also our hospitals. Once again, honorable members, these are the facts from external sources, arrived at from comparative studies with other counties, and to further strengthen our favorable position in the county, and with specific targets to our youth, PWDs, and vulnerable groups. I look forward to working with this assembly in operationalizing the Nyandarua County Trade Fund to support our people. I have also directed the Department of Finance and specifically the Procurement Directorate to ensure that the 30% rule on all tendering is strictly adhered to, and therefore, honorable members, as both executive and the assembly, and realizing our laws in this area, the time to walk the talk and fully implement this rule is now. When with operationalization of the trade fund and additional support of some of our financial institutions, we have already onboarded this framework. This category of our citizens will have credit access to undertake government projects with the county government acting as the guarantor. If successfully implemented, and I once again call on your support as the House, we will be able to inject not less than 500 million into the pockets of our youth, PWDs, vulnerable groups, and citizens of this county. Targeted interventions on our youth, including the successful recognition of prior learning, the ongoing partnership with the KCB Foundation to train and skill over 1,000 youths from all our 25 wards, upgrading of our stadiums and performing arts studios, establishment of Nyandarua Youth Service Framework, partnership with our VTCs to train on entrepreneurship and hard skills courses, the proposed ICT hub and sports academy are critical platform for meaningful support to our young generation. Honorable members, as we consolidate these gains and engage in both micro and macro legacy projects, one other area we have made proud strides is in our economic pillar, through improvement of our markets and trading platforms. While we acknowledge that we have not yet achieved our very best, recently completed works on the Sokompia market, strategically located at the highway and the road to Thika, with a targeted branding to make it a choice place for motorists plying the highway, will go a long way in catalyzing farm produce business in the area. Other markets. Thank you. Other markets including Engineer, Githafai, Orujorok, Karangatha, Jabini, Boyman are targeted to create expanded platforms for our produce. We are also liaising with the national government to ensure the ongoing markets in various towns are completed, while equally avoiding duplication and waste of public resources. Honorable members, our markets, farmers, and traders across our entire county remain heroes and the key drivers of the transformation we keep witnessing. With the support of this assembly, we have managed to increase our own source revenue from less than 500 million in 2022 to above 653 million in 2025. This has been made possible through full digitization, so as engage a globally recognized state agency, the Konza Technopolis Development Authority, to support our full automation and cashless system. Further, support from our stakeholders, including this assembly, organized business groups and forums, and deliberate interventions that sought to widen the bracket rather than overtax those in the basket have made this possible. Going forward, my administration will be coming to this House with the policy and legislative proposals that seek to innovate new and better ways of correcting levies. Further, to further strengthen our fiscal management and discipline, effective correction and correct forecasting of our own source revenue will go a long way in managing our budgeting, and especially the ever-rising pending bills. Honorable members, this is an area where we must, as both arms of government, engage in a honest conversation and stop the rise of pending bills, but at the same time finding an agreeable framework of settling these non-paid commitments which belong to our people. I look forward to an urgent conversation around this very emotive and critical issue. Honorable Speaker, the backbone of our county's economy is agriculture. Nyandarua is a rural agriculture-based county. For generations, we have relied on limited variety of crops that over time have become economically untenable due to diminishing land sizes and changing climatic conditions. Our critics have been fast to question why we seek to expand the choices of crops we plant. Sadly, while they do not provide plausible alternatives to what we are doing, they nonetheless remain blind to rising cases of poverty and mounting losses to our farmers. Basic economics teach us that the land is a critical factor of production, but equally remind us that the land is not expandable. The average land size when, honorable members, some of these facts. In 1979, slightly over 40 years ago, our population in Nyandarua was 233,302 persons. Our population density then was approximately 69 persons per square kilometer. The average land size then per household was in excess of 10 acres for the minimum. By 2019, the population of this great county was estimated at 638,289 persons, which is 3 times that of 1979. Our population density was now 205 persons per square kilometer in a span of 40 years. The household lot sizes have shrunk by close to 4 times. In the same period, our main crop have remained the same: potatoes, maize, vegetables, and poorly managed dairy sector. During the same period, efforts of global warming, human-led activities, and encroachments have led to climate fluctuations that result in unpredictable weather patterns and weather-induced crop failures. In some areas like Daragwa Lower, Roa Kipipiri, Githafai, Kaibaga, some sections of Kajwere, and Roa Oljororok, farmers have suffered repeated crop failures, season in, season out. In other extreme instances, sections of Kinagop, Kipipiri, or Jororok, or Karau have witnessed excessive rains destroying their crops and decimating their yields. The net effect of these weather extremes has been rising production costs as farmers attempt to mitigate these 2 extreme effects: reduced incomes and rising poverty levels. Honorable members, no responsible government can remain silent when the people it is elected to safeguard gradually slide into poverty and distress in search of better lives. And because we cannot expand the land, cannot on our very own control the global effects of climate change, largely induced from faraway lands. That is why my administration is seeking to introduce alternative, science-driven and backed cash crops. I am aware that sometimes the results of these investments will not be felt in the immediate. Some may even come years after many of us are no longer in leadership. But we must do something and change the status quo. It might not be very plausible, it might not be very popular now, but the early adapters, and with our collective effort, Nyandarua will be a transformed land in the coming years. And we cannot sacrifice the livelihood of our people on the altar of quick political gains and short-term popularity. That is why, honorable members, my administration intervention to introduce apples, avocados, and now coffee in certain sections of the great county is worth your and the people's support. And to make this possible, at the county level, we intend to provide a minimum of 20,000 avocado and apple seedlings grafted from our 2 main ATCs in this financial year. We are also training our extension officers on modern crops management to help it multipliers and escalate cultivation of these fruit, trees, and coffee and make them easily available and affordable. On dairy production, the flagship AI program continues to positively impact on the communities with 21,642 cows successfully inseminated. Close to 6,000 new calves have been born. These are improved breeds which over time will greatly transform our milk production and even more importantly, change the economic and nutrition status of our people. And to consolidate these gains, we are improving our cooperative sector through targeted grants like the NAFCDP, strengthening their corporate governance structures, and improving their infrastructure to become the leaders and drivers of agriculture revolution in Nyandarua. In the last 3 years, we have established 33 new cooperative societies and revived 19 more. And we are at an advanced stage of establishing a giant Nyandarua Dairy Cooperative Union that will engage in value addition and leverage on our strategic production in the country as a bargaining tool for better prices. Already, these cooperative societies are driving the AI program, partnered in distributing over 50 tons of maize seedlings, are the subsidized fertilizer hubs, enabling last mile distribution of over 14,000 bags in the last few weeks. This brings to total of 245,000 bags delivered through the last mile initiative. On green seeds multiplication, we have managed to distribute 1,010,000 apical cuttings and 103,000 mini tubers in the last 1 year, with some cooperatives like Wanjoy Farmers now supported to engage in seed multiplication. These reforms and targeted support will be upscaled to ensure that no single region is left behind. Honorable members, as we introduce these interventions and consolidate these that are those that have already succeeded, let us not be too afraid of trying or failing, but be guided by the utmost goal of benefiting our people, transforming their lives. Transformative journey sometimes falter, but ultimately win. And for as long as we act in good faith, our interventions will find favor and success with the people we faithfully serve. Fear or inaction is not an option for any responsible leadership. Honorable Speaker, upon my election in 2022, my first singular attention was focused on reviving the process of establishment of the university, which had collapsed in 2016. This involved reconstituting the committee, generating reports, and reinitiating conversations with the president, state agencies responsible for higher education, and other stakeholders. Like many other successful stories, which not many believed at first, this one too reminded us that while failure is an orphan, on the other hand, success has very many fathers. This past September, the University of Nyandarua opened its doors under the mentorship of the University of Nairobi. The journey towards this university has been long and winded, full of obstacles and deprived of goodwill, resources, and commitment of those who had the opportunity. For others, the being of a university denied them some self-gratification, hence the need to obstruct the process. But for many, especially very many in this assembly, this journey was unstoppable. This House voted to allocate resources to renovate Oljorok ATC to be the interim home of the new university. After tens of meetings between all stakeholders, the President finally granted the authority to establish the university. And a legal notice to that effect was published. Today, the university is with us. To every member of this house, each one of you, the Honorable Speaker, Chairperson Committee on Education, committee members, the Budget Committee, each and every member of this County Assembly of Nyandarua, this university is your baby. To my team from the executive, who made countless trips, developed reports, reached out to external contacts and networks to push a file here and there, and ever pushing and kept encouraging me to chase the dream we started over 10 years ago. You too remain internally embedded in the history of this university. Even to the latter-day fathers who popped up after the university was born, we welcome you and look upon your upkeep towards making this baby healthy and beneficial to the great people of Nyandarua. Honorable members, it is not just in the university where we made historic strides. In our ECDs, beginning this July, our teaching assistants received an incremental stipend of 5,000 over and above what they were getting and receiving before. It is my administration intention to fully absorb them in the service on permanent terms immediately the board is constituted. We also intend to modernize, construct, and equip approximately 100 classrooms, deploy digital teaching tools, and introduce UJI program for all our young learners. Further, we continue to modernize our VTCs and linking them up with the private and external stakeholders in order to convert them into long and short-term training hubs for both our youth and organized groups. Honorable Speaker and members, as this House is aware, we have several partnership agreements with the national government which are at various stages of implementation. In consultation with various state departments, we are following up on the promised KAIP in Jabini, have already held successful handing over of the JM Karaoke Memorial Hospital Machuja complex and the Rokarao Stadium to the Minister of Defense. Have had consultation engagement with the National Museums of Kenya on Kinyahwe. Following up with the Ministry of Health on the Jabini Health Center promised in honor of Mama Mukami Kimathi, as well as land earmarked for a retail and wholesale market in Gatimu, in Orjororo. My government is also following up on the completion of the Olkalao County Headquarters, among many other projects. I count on your support and that of other county leaders at the national level to have this project delivered to the people of Nyandarua. In conclusion, while my statement cannot possibly capture every transformative action taken across our wards, I have no doubt that the remaining period grants us the historic opportunity to consolidate the gains we have made and anchor our development footprints for posterity. Nyandarua County is and shall forever remain our home. Hence, the responsibility to transform it remains our most urgent duty. As we head to the festive season, let us celebrate in moderation and sensitivity to those who lack within us. Let us support the vulnerable and less fortunate among us. And once again, the state so manifest in our own eyes and the future, profoundly assuming it is time to accelerate and consolidate these historic gains. And thank you. God bless you. God bless Nyandarua.
For onward tabling in the House. Thank you, Your Excellency, for that wonderful speech. And among the most interesting version is that we encourage many to be fathers so that we can access Nyandarua University. Your Excellency, I wish to most profoundly congratulate you on your annual State of the County address. The same shall be tabled in the House and also debated for the exposition of public policy as contained therein. I wish to thank the members of the County Assembly